Hi, I'm Josh Bowman, Product Manager for QxContol, and in this section we're just going to go over basic navigation within QxContol. QxContol is browser-based and is officially compatible with Chrome, Safari, Edge, and Firefox, and you are going to get the same general experience in all of these browsers. Some of the hotkeys and so forth may be slightly different from one to the next. However, we're using Google Chrome in this video, so this will give you a very good idea of how to use the app. And it's pretty intuitive, so this will be easy. So first of all, when you're using live view, good to point out that we have the widget menu, and we also have the left-hand navigation toolbar. This is taking up space when this is open, so just a good rule of thumb if you're going to be monitoring video, and you're going to be doing that for any period of time, go ahead and give yourself more space for that window and use these menu buttons to actually collapse and make full space. In Google Chrome and some of the other browsers, you can also hit F11, and that will actually take you into a full screen experience, which is great. Makes it a lot easier to view. Than you would hit F11 again. In some browsers, Escape will take you back out of that. I'm not going to demonstrate that because, again, that will not scale well in this recording. So then let's go back and let's look at some of the basic principles of using the app in the browser. First of all, you'll see at every page at the top right, you're going to see what we call here the scope selector. The scope selector is going to show us the scope where we currently reside, so that's the place that we're focused at within our hierarchy. The other great thing is, we want to make sure, since scope is such an important aspect of how QxContol works, we don't want you to have to leave the page you are at and go to places to change that. So if we hit that scope selector button, you're going to see a box sort of covering over the areas that we're currently scoped in at, and we can change that. So if we want to go to the very top of our hierarchy, we can choose that as our scope, and you can see that has changed in scope selector button. Also, if you are scoped in at a particular site and you just want to clear that and go to the top of your hierarchy, choose clear scope, and it's just that simple. So we're going to go ahead and set our scope by highlighting QxContol customer and choosing OK, and you can see our scope is now set. Another thing you will see on most pages, and to be clear, you will only see this if you're scoped at a site level or below. You do have this lockdown button. We go through the site lockdown procedure in a later lesson, but just keep in mind, when you're scoped at site level or below, you will see this lockdown button on most every page in the app as well. Another thing to cover here is basic navigation of QxContol. So you can see here that at the top of the navigation bar, you have some of our most commonly used features will be placed here. And then we can also scroll down and do clips. We can run reports, and then configuration exposes where we can add and manage all the various resources within QxContol. Very easy to find. Another thing that I'd like to point out here is that you do have a user settings menu. So this is now at the bottom left of your screen. That will have your AVI and your email address that is associated. If I click that, that's going to give me three options. The first is settings. This is going to give you some basic settings, such as, do you want to enable the live event borders? These are the various colors that you will see when watching on live to show if there is an analytic or motion event taking place, or if there's continuous recording taking place. And then you also want to enable default views and clickable cells. We also have some advanced settings, and this is mostly helpful if you are on the phone with support and you just want to make sure that you're at the current build level. You could provide this information to support. Generally, you will not need to use that. We also have a link to the most recent release notes. So if you have any questions about the latest features or any bug fixes that occurred in the latest update, you have a very easy way to access that information. And lastly, you have the ability to force yourself to sign out. And for those of you that may have multiple profiles, this is very helpful. This is where you will go to sign out of the app and be able to sign in with a different profile. Lastly, would just like to point out that in On desktop, most of these browsers will support a PWA extension, and you can go into your menu settings and you can choose to save this as a PWA app on your desktop, and that will give you an experience that will feel much more like a thick client rather than a browser. It will still be the same browser, but you will not have the address bar favorites or anything else. So if you prefer that, that is available to you with nearly all of these officially supported browsers as well. So this is, again, an overview of basic navigation. This concludes our lesson. Thank you.